And so I really love this quote by Zach Galifianakis, the famous actor and comedian. He said, destroy the idea that you have to be constantly working and grinding in order to be successful. Embrace the concept that rest, recovery, and reflection are essential parts of progress towards a successful and ultimately happy life. It's so true. And I think most people inherently get that, you understand that, but most of us aren't living it. So I'm going to show you how to live it. All right. So it kind of boils down to this thing called ikigai, which is finding your reason, your big reason why, right? This is the basic fabric, foundational part of my entrepreneur's perfect day SoulPrint. But I'm going to show you a better way to find what this is, because a lot of people look at these ikigai diagrams, the Venn diagram, and they go, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Let me just, put down, the logical brain starts making a list of all the things you love, all the things that the world needs, all the things that you can get paid for, all the things that you're good at, and whatever's in the center is your big why. Yeah, it's kind of like that. So at least you understand the concept, right? This is the foundation. This is your ikigai, your big reason for being here, right? This is your why that Simon Sinek talked about. People will show up and help you with whatever your initiative is and buy it and be a part of it and want to go and build momentum when you can explain why you're showing up. All right, so I want to give you a little statistical background on why this stuff is going on. So Gallup did this study on the World Happiness Report 2019, last year. And what they found was that world happiness levels were at their lowest level in over a decade. They've been doing this for quite a while. But instead of getting better, it was getting worse. They surveyed 154,000 people in 146 countries on whether they had felt pain, worry, stress, anger, sadness in the previous day. And you'll see in a minute, suicide is on the tail end of all of this, right? That's what I talked about before. We're an emotional mess because we're working the hustle and grind and we're not connected to our intuitive selves, right? It said that the global mood was among its gloomiest since it first launched doing the survey in 2006. And the National College Health Assessment in 2017 found that students were, they said 51.6% were too depressed to function. 68.9% felt overwhelming anxiety and 69.6% felt lonely most of the time. Well, this is our young generation. This is our future. How can they be feeling this way? They're stressed because they know the expectation, the burden of expectation is upon them that they have to be successful, that they prove themselves, they have to get their degree, they have to get a big job and make a lot of money and buy lots of stuff. And that can break even the strongest person. So Yale broke this record for the largest class. They started this, as a psych class called The Good Life, and it was a course on happiness, the state of well-being, and so they didn't know that this was going to be this popular, but initially 300 students registered for it right away. And within 3 days, the enrollment had burgeoned to 1,200. It was way too big for any of their lecture halls. It was a quarter of all the Yale's undergraduates had applied for this class. And in contrast, a 2013 report by Yale Council found that over half of its undergraduates had sought mental health care from the university. And that's just who had reached out from, inside the university, not including the ones that were getting support outside of the university. I mean, this is just crazy. How can our young generation, we're talking 17, 18, 19-year-olds be in this state? All right. And this is going to blow your mind. Dr. Santos says that she was the one who taught the course, the psych course. She said she's not planning on offering the course again. It is available if you do a search. It's available for free. I showed it in the last slide. So you can take it now online for free, but they didn't offer it anymore in Yale, in the university. Like, how can that be, right? The most popular course ever, and they're never going to offer it again. So Dr. An, who is the head of psychology department, said, large courses can be amazing every once in a while, but it wouldn't be fair to all the other courses and departments to take all their students away. So basically what it was it was a popularity contest. There's all these other profs that wanted people in their classes, and they were getting their students sucked away into this class because everyone wanted to go there, and then they didn't have anybody in their class. So Yale couldn't have that. No. So Dr. Santos also said that it causes conflict, and we can't afford to offer this every year in terms of teaching fellows and resources. I mean, that's just crazy, right? This is fundamental, guys. Find your bliss, find your play, find your inner child, to get creative and to be happy and to have more creativity and more ideas flowing and get into that momentum, right? So how do we find that, right? Well, let's look to dogs and children because they got it all figured out. Look at these kids. Do you think any one of these kids is not having fun here? I mean, kids are in the moment, right? So remember that. That's what it's all about. Not being worried about the future, not looking at the happily ever after horizon, not trying to manage outcomes logically, you know, going, okay, well, if I did this and this and this, that's plan A, but I got to have a plan B and a plan C and a plan D. And, you know, you make your list for every single possible scenario that you could think of. Well, we all know no matter how well you plan, it never ends up working out the way we think anyway. So why bother thinking into the future and being all stressed out about it because we want to manage ourselves to a certain outcome? Look at this picture with the dog and the guy. Why do you think the dog is happier? Because he's present, he's in the moment, he's enjoying whatever's going on, he's connected to whatever's going on. You know, he's happy just being there with his owner. Whereas the dude, the human, he's thinking about all the stuff, the material things, and how to get that. That's what causes stress, folks. All right, so if you don't believe me, ask Allie. She's very cute. Watch this.
Deep down, you need to find your little kid in yourself. All the little kids believe in themselves because they're little. But you, parents, do not believe in yourself. You need to find a kid in yourself, then you can believe in yourself. When you find that kid, you can do it. And go through the obstacle course to get to that kid inside your body.
Round of applause for Allie.
Way to go, Allie. I love her. She's a great girl.